I have an amendment also. Chairman.
Only on the bill offered by Mr. Shreve.
Okay, so we'll go to the amendment. All right. Do you have an amendment?
Mr. Chairman, firstly, I appreciate the
1 second, we're going to designate the amendment, I believe. Is that correct? Clerk shall distribute the Shreve amendment in the nature of a substitute.
The amendment has been distributed via electronic device.
Clerk shall report the amendment.
Amendment in the nature of a substitute to H.R. 5490, offered by Mr. Shreve. Strike all after the enacting clause and insert the
Without
following.
objection, further reading of the amendment is dispensed with. Representative Shreve is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, I appreciate the vigorous introduction of 5490. You know, since taking office in January, I've heard from Hoosiers across my district in Indiana, sharing the constant stream of scam calls and texts that they've received. I've experienced the same myself. Many are small speed cam or toll road scams, and many much greater in magnitude and the scope of service. These schemes have grown increasingly sophisticated, and they are certain to spiral up in sophistication, often nearly impossible to discern from real traffic. Authentically, I didn't fully understand where these scams originated when I investigated this issue earlier this year. What I learned is that many scams from these massive industrial scale scam centers operate in countries such as Burma, Laos, Cambodia, where corruption and instability has allowed these criminal operations to flourish. Under the military junta, Burma has become the global hub of the multi-billion-dollar scamming industry, with an estimated 120,000 scammers generating about $15 billion annually. In Cambodia, corrupt officials allow scam centers to operate openly, raking in roughly $12 billion a year, which we'd estimate about half of their GDP. China plays a central role in the rise of this industry. Chinese state-owned enterprises have used the Belt and Road Initiative contracts to construct these massive scam compounds in these countries, where human trafficking has forced countless souls into scamming operations under threat of torture. The impact on Americans, on my constituents, on Mr. Zinke's constituents, on Mr. Castro's constituents is simply staggering. The FBI reports that Americans lost, as the chairman just noted, roughly $17 billion to scams in 2024, with Indiana being the second most targeted state per capita. This means real-world impacts for everyday Americans, my constituents and my colleagues. Families lose their homes, retirees see their savings vanish overnight, and countless innocent victims are left with little to nothing. My Dismantling Foreign Syndicates Act establishes an interagency task force chaired by our Secretary of State to dismantle and shut down the transnational criminal syndicates perpetuating mass online scam operations. Simply put, it protects trusting Americans from sophisticated scams. This government-wide task force will investigate and respond to the Chinese Communist Party's involvement, build the capacity of trusted law enforcement partners, harness offensive cyber capabilities, and convene a coalition of like-minded foreign allies and partners to combat transnational criminal organizations. These criminal scammers inflict untold misery by stealing billions from hardworking Americans and countless folks abroad, and traffic hundreds of thousands of victims globally. This is not just a consumer protection bill. It's a matter of national security and human rights, and we as members of Congress must respond. I encourage all of my committee colleagues to support this bipartisan bill. I yield the remainder of my time. And Mr. Chairman, if I may speak directly then to the amendment in the nature of a substitute.
You were just speaking. We recognized your amendment, and you were speaking on the amendment just now. So you still have a minute remaining if you want to speak.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the Chair and Ranking Member Meeks for working with me and my team on the amendment to ensure we produce strong bipartisan support on the issue of this fundamentally nonpartisan bill. While this amendment preserves many of the core elements of the original bill, it removes a specific list of individuals from the sanctions section. I want to be clear, the removal of this list does not mean individuals named are model citizens. Since the bill was introduced, the Treasury Department has already sanctioned several of the individuals previously listed. This includes the Prince Group, Chenzi, Ingdara, and others. Now, I look forward to continuing to work with both the chair and ranking member to ensure the administration evaluates whether each additional individual on the list meets the statutory criteria for the imposition of sanctions. I urge support of the amendment, and I yield back.